students, it's Mr. Sargent here with your Monday recap video for science. Now, I'm going to be releasing two videos today. The first video I've already released. It's going to be focusing on the lab that we did on Friday when we're dealing with the water cycle. And hopefully, all of you got a chance to do some of that experiment this weekend and found some great results. But today's lesson is going to be connected with weather a little bit. We're going to see the connection on Wednesday. But today we're going to be talking about sound. Now, to help us with sound today, I'm going to go to the Science-tron 10,000 and we're going to work through a PBS Learning Media interactive lesson, which is a great resource to use. And if anybody wants to use it out there, just let me know and I can sign you up very easily. So ladies and gentlemen, let's go to the Science-tron 10,000 and let's go take a look. We've been dealing with weather for pretty much the past 3 or 4 weeks. But I want to see throughout this lesson if we can make a connection with sound and weather. So that's our goal today. So if you look right here, we got a pretty cool looking lion with a pair of headphones on. And it says right here, sound is a form of energy. And sound energy comes in many forms. Sounds are all around. Listen up. Take this sound safari with a roaring lion for your guide. Make your own musical sounds, experiment with hearing and seeing sound waves, and learn to use text features, illustrations, diagram, photo, and chart. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be using not just science and learning not just science, we're going to be learning some ELA as well. I am super excited about this, so let's go ahead and get started with the lesson. So the first thing that we're going to be doing is going on a sound safari. Okay, this is a short video activity that has us notice different sounds that are out there. Now, as we know, sounds are a form of energy. Let's see if you can find out where the energy is.
Landing. Sound safari.
We're on a mission for plumbing.
We're going on a sound safari. We're listening to sounds around the neighborhood.
Go on grass and crunches with singing birds, wind chimes. That's what's called sound safari. We are making a chart. Our sound chart has what made the sound? What did it sound like? Where did it come from? Footsteps. Footsteps were running. Yeah. I heard a crow.
I think sound is information. It can help you do things like solve mysteries or figure out where you are.
Let's try closing our eyes when we listen. I've been hearing lots of birds. They're coming from mainly that direction. Because the sound's coming from over there, it hits you at this angle, telling you that it's over there.
I think it matters where the sound is coming from because animals like chipmunks and squirrels, they need to figure out where all the sounds from the predators are coming from so they can save themselves from becoming someone's lunch.
So what made the sound was wind chimes. What did it sound like clinging? Where did it come from? From the top of a home. I hear some music. Yeah, the music is coming from that place.
Oh, that's the Robbins' house.
It's jazzy. I think he's playing a saxophone or something. I think it's coming from the 3rd floor. I think we should ring the doorbell.
Hello?
We were walking down the street and we heard you, so we just wanted to know what the sound was.
This is a tenor saxophone.
I'm putting this on my chart.
Me too, yeah. Thank you very much.
Welcome, anytime.
Bye, Mr. Robinson.
I really think we should find a place where there's less traffic noise. I think it'll be quieter if we go to the backyard.
Good point. The first thing I noticed when we came in the backyard was how it became really quiet all of a sudden because we're behind the house and it's blocking the sound of the cars.
What is that? It sounds like eh, eh, eh.
It's a squirrel, I think. I wonder why they make that funny sound.
Maybe it's a warning, like a defense, maybe? Even though the squirrel is small, it's making a really big noise. Kind of like when Plum and the kids found a cicada in the jungle. You can hear lots of different animals in their neighborhood, even though you can't always see them.
Explore your world and then tell Plum about it.
Wow. A sound safari sounds like a fun activity to try when we get home later on, so maybe we'll come back to that at the end of our lesson. The next thing we have is a short reading comprehension dealing with how we can see sound. Now, remember, sound is that vibrational energy that when things move, they may create sound. So let's go ahead and read this together. Can you see sound? Sounds can be found everywhere. Sounds can be found inside, outside, and all around. People can make sounds, and there are sounds from nature. Sounds can be loud or they can be soft. Sounds can be low, a low pitch, or a high pitch. Sound waves can make things vibrate and move. You can hear sound waves and you can see what happens when sound waves cause some material to vibrate. Let us discover how sound can make things move. Find a piece of tape, some thread, and a radio. Hang the thread down in front of the speaker and tape it to the radio. Now turn on the radio. Watch the thread very carefully. Did the sound make the thread move? If the thread did not move, make it louder. The sound should make the thread move. Experiment with different volumes so you know that you cannot see sound, but you can see that sound makes things move. All right, and if we take a look at the picture over here, you will see that they have different sound waves. Now, if you remember the lesson from our history of video games, we had something called an oscilloscope that would measure sound waves. And you can see the softer the sound, the less movement we have on our purple line right there. But the louder the sound, the bigger the sound waves and the vibration. And we have two words to keep a lookout for. It's amplitude and wavelength. Now, amplitude is the height of a wave, and it determines either if it's soft or loud. The wavelength is the length of the wave, and it determines a high or low pitch sound. I'm definitely gonna have to try that experiment when I get home, and with a little piece of tape, a little piece of thread, hang it over a speaker and see if it causes the thread to move. I bet it does, because sound waves do move things, though we can't see them always. We can often hear them in the car or even at home. We can see that the sounds that some cars make, that the radios make, cause things to move. So for our language arts aspect of the video, let's take a look at these 4 different things that we can take a look at to see how sound works. The first thing we have is called a diagram. Now right here we have a diagram of an ear. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger right there. And here with a diagram, it tells the different parts of a picture. You can see right here the different parts of the ear. I never knew there was that many parts of the ear, but each one works together so that we can hear sound. Next, we have an illustration. Now, an illustration is just a picture. It's just a drawing. It helps us understand what the story is going to be about. In this case, ladies and gentlemen, our illustration is an ear. So we can connect that with sound because we hear with our ears. Next is a photograph. This is just an image. This is an actual ear right here. Now, the reason why authors use this is to make a stronger connection with you, the reader, because, well, this may look like your ear. And finally, we have a chart. Now, if you look at this chart right here, this is a sheet of information. It gives us data from our story. Now, if you remember the picture of the oscilloscope where it had the wavy lines, we use that as a chart to look at data to see how high-pitched the sound is and how low-pitched the sound is. So now that we have learned about diagrams, illustrations, photos, charts, and seeing sound, I want you to think about some of the things that we've been talking about lately in science, and that is weather. Where in weather do we hear sounds? Well, that's my question for you tonight. On Wednesday, we're going to be discussing how weather and sound are often connected and how some weather systems actually make sound. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see all of you tomorrow.